Hi guys, it's Joey. So apologies for the lighting first of all, because I don't have much time to make this video today and the light is really glary, so apologies for that. But I really wanted to make this video and talk about what the subject of this video is for a number of reasons. One, it's going to be kind of musing, rambling, cathartic. It's also going to be part of the healing discussion that I've been talking about lately. So first thing is my voice is a little off and I'm in pain here because I've had dental surgery, if you didn't know, and it kind of aches. So I was kind of like in two minds. I was like, I kind of need to make this video for myself and to get it out there and talk, and I kind of need to do it, so I guess I'll put up with it aching. So the subject of this video is going to be fear. Fear being the dream killer. And I actually wrote an article recently about fear and how certain people manipulate the fear of others to get what they want within a spiritual context, because I've seen it a lot lately. And I thought I really want to talk about fear a little bit more, and I want to talk about it on a more personal level, and like how I view it and how I've come to view it lately. And really it's very much just for me to talk. Sorry, but maybe it will help, and maybe other people will connect with the experience of fear. So the first thing I wanted to talk about is personal fear and personal experience of fear. And I think it's fair enough for me to say that in recent memory I have one major experience where I let fear ruin my life. I gave in to fear to the point where I didn't take an opportunity, which haunts me to this day and fills me with regret to this day. And I'm not a person who engages in regret. I don't like regret. I don't want to engage with it. I'm very much like, well, you know, however it was meant to be. But this one circumstance of fear overriding me, I really do regret it, and it follows me and I regret it so much. And I'm now at the point where I want to have the experience, I want to grow, I want that life change, and my fear from last time is basically hampered the situation to the point where other people's fear comes in and stops the joy of that situation becoming realised in the here and now. It's a very difficult thing to sort of admit that, you know, that you screwed up because of fear, because you were afraid. And there are things that, you know, are entrenched in fear within all of us, but like, you know, there are things that we're afraid of, situations we're afraid of, and it's very difficult to look them in the eye and just say, you know what, I'm not going to let this fear rule over me anymore. And I've been doing a lot of it lately, like looking at things that I'm afraid of and like facing them head on. Some of them are to do with business and soul, heart business, and the dream. So, you know, my business is my dream, is my soul calling, my soul mission, and I'm going to do whatever it takes. And I love that. I love what I do. And it's a big part of my heart, big part of my soul, and certain things about it do scare me, you know, that the certain sides of the business things do scare me, and I've been basically putting myself out there to the point that it would normally be outside my comfort zone, and trying to push that and trying to figure out ways of keeping pushing that, because uncertainty creeps in as well, and uncertainty is kind of like the evil bigger brother or evil little brother of fear, I guess, because that doubt creeps in and that uncertainty creeps in, and you're like, I don't know if I can do this, I don't know if I'm good enough, and that kind of goes hand in hand with fear and talking yourself down from what could potentially be the best situation of your entire life. And then there's the other side of this that I wanted to talk a little bit about, which is the fear-mongering by other people who have your best interest at heart when they don't, and are putting fears into mine and others' heads by saying, and it's sneaky, it's manipulative, it's very sneaky, and I'm afraid to say for my gender that it's usually women in my experience. Now that's not to say men don't do it, because I know at least one male from my history, probably more than one, that has done this sort of thing. Yeah, more than one. But it tends to be female. I'm sorry, ladies. And to be honest, that's something we should look at as a gender and say, you know what, this isn't on. We should be supporting and rather than, you know, breaking down. But there's this kind of sneaky manipulative thing where basically they put a fear on someone else and they like ramp up and amplify somebody's doubts or fears and say, you know, oh, well, I don't think this situation is the best for you. I mean, you did say this at one time, and are you sure you really want that? I mean, that's not what you've always said you wanted, and I don't know. I mean, wouldn't you be better off doing this? Wouldn't you be better off doing that? And it's very, very sneaky, and it's basically applying a layer of fear to the situation so that the other person takes on that fear and starts to wonder if, oh, well, they have my best interests at heart, I think, so maybe I shouldn't be doing this, and maybe I shouldn't be following my dream because maybe I'm being silly. My mother used to do that to us all the time. She used to say, you know, oh, well, you're daydreaming if you think you can do this. You want to get a proper job and do that because, you know, fear, fear, fear. And it happens all the time in life. It happens a lot, you know. And these people come in and they apply this crackpot fear crap, and you take it in because you think they mean well, and you don't see that actually they're holding you back. You know, you should decide in your heart and soul what you want, and your heart and soul knows what it wants. And everything else is just time. Everything else is just the will, the fight, the fix, the sorting of something. I don't know if it's the Virgo in me, it might be, or it might just be the me in me, that I honestly think that all that matters in a situation is heart and soul, and like everything else can be fixed, everything else can be worked through, everything else can be conquered, because the only things that matter are the heart and soul of the situation, what actually matters, what you actually want in the future, what actually calls to your heart, what actually calls to your soul. And once you realise what calls to your heart, what calls to your soul, then it doesn't matter about the rest of it, because the rest of it is just fear. Like, oh, well, it doesn't look like how I expected it to look, so I'm afraid of where it's going, and I'm afraid that it's not going quickly enough. I'm afraid it doesn't look like what it should look like. And I'm applying basically either social expectation or other people's expectation or some kind of expectation to a situation, and it doesn't look like it's supposed to, so maybe I shouldn't do this, and maybe I shouldn't give it a shot. And this is the thing. Fear stops us from trying that which we've never tried before. And it could be the most beautiful, perfect, amazing experience of our entire lives. It could change us in a way that we never expected, but it's incredible. And it makes us a better version of ourselves. It means that we grow. And the worst scenario is that, okay, it didn't work out, but at least we tried. At least we didn't give in to fear. At least we didn't run away because somebody else told us to, because someone else told us it's not what it should look like, or because we've told ourselves that's not what it should look like. and we're afraid. And I've lived with the situation that giving into my fear last time gave to me. And we have to rise and make ourselves the best version of ourselves. There's no point in dwelling on it too much, because it's done and we can't change it. But if we had the chance to change it, shouldn't we do that? Shouldn't we grasp that? Shouldn't we chase that dream? As people on a spiritual path, as people on a witchcraft path, a lot of us are the target of other people's just prejudice, basically, judgment and crusade to make us out to be terrible people, evil people, negative people, stupid people, you know, like talking to imaginary friends, or endangering ourselves, or we don't know what we're doing. And I mean, recently there's been a lot of discussion, and this has popped up in my life as well, where people are making out that they work with this so they're fine and light and good, but you work with that so you're endangering your life and you're not good, you're evil. And it's another manipulation. It's basically trying to make somebody fear somebody else in order to make themselves look better, because, you know, that makes them shiny, bright and new, doesn't it? Not at all, if you really stop and think about it. And that fear gets presented and trying to make us afraid of our path, afraid of our witchcraft, afraid of our spirituality, afraid of paganism, afraid to express ourselves, afraid to be out there in the world talking about the things we need to talk about, afraid of the experiences which could be enriching our lives, be they on a pagan witchcraft spiritual level, be they on a physical, mundane, you know, working level, be they on a romantic level, be they on any level. And all this fear is getting just slung like mud. And it basically is the dream killer. Fear is the dream killer. It ruins lives. And I don't want to ever be too afraid again to embrace something beautiful. I don't ever want to be afraid of chasing my dreams, of living my life. And despite the sometimes accusations of other people, just because I'm not doing it the way that they think I should be doing something, doesn't mean I'm not doing what I need to be doing. I had and have a lot of problems with the idea of, you know, the 9-to-5 job thing, and because I'm doing something outside of that, therefore I'm somehow lesser than people who are in the 9-to-5 scenario. I don't want to be that. I don't want to be like everybody else. I'm me. I'm happy being me. I'm happy carving my own path. And I've got to the point where finally I don't need to apologize for wanting to be that person, wanting to run a heart-centered business, for wanting to believe in what I do rather than go to work every day and be a prisoner, you know, like go to work in a 9-to-5 job doing 40 hours a week plus to afford the clothes and car and that, so that I look the part to go back to that job, and in that endless cycle of monotony and prison. It's a prison, and I can't do it. I want to be me. I want to be creative. I want to be free to be creative. Is my life exactly where I want it to be? No, but you know, it's a living process, and that's the point. If we're not like fighting for the process, if we're not saying, you know, I want this, so this is how I'm going to get up and face this challenge, and I'm going to do it, and I'm going to seek to be the best version of me, then we give in to fear and we go down that route, like, oh well, I haven't got the car that I thought I would have by this age, and I don't have this, and I don't have, and it's usually materialistic. It's usually the idea of materialism, which basically controls the mindset, because we're like told that we need this, this and this by this, this and this age, and if we don't have this, this and this, then we've failed. And it's like, well, okay, but I'm not interested in that in the slightest. I don't want to get, plugged into this mentality, and it's just not who I am. So I'm kind of at odds with the whole strict routine just to have this, this and this, and I never live and never love and never have adventure. I want adventure, I want freedom, I want love, I want joy, I want excitement, I want to see the world through a witch's eyes, I want to touch the ground and feel the energy there, I want to hold on to the trees and feel the spirits there and know that they're not fucking evil like some people are making out that they are. Oh, they're not angels, so they're evil. And experience nature and life and creativity and beauty and joy and feel those on the absolute pinnacle level. So no, I don't give up. I won't ever give up. And, to the things that I love and mean something to me, to the people that I deeply love and mean something to me, I won't ever give up. I'm Mama's daughter. I don't give up. I know what I'm worth, I know what my value is, I know how I deserve to be treated, and I'm perfectly okay with creating and stepping away a bit if I'm not being treated and like I need to be, respectfully with, respectfully with love, all the rest of it. But I won't ever give up. I won't give up on my dream, and I've gotten to the point now where I've faced time and time again, people coming in and telling me that you can't. People coming to, well, it's not for you. And, oh, well, it's negative. Oh, well, it's evil. Oh, well, I hate you. Oh, well, you shouldn't be doing this. Oh, well, it's not good enough. Oh, well, it doesn't look like what I thought it would look like, so therefore I can't really, oh, well, you're not this person. Oh, well, you're not in this. So, mirror, mirror. And you know what? No. You fight for the dream, or you don't deserve the dream. Many blessings.